The healing spiritual journey is just using the ego structure against itself, the ego mind against itself. What is the ego? The ego is the separated self. We wanted to separate from the one mind, from God consciousness, from love, from unconditional love, because there can be no conditions to love, otherwise it's not love. But we don't know that because that's what we did. We separated from unconditional love to have a duality here, where now love is here and love isn't. We created that. And so since the ego structure created the physical individual body, right, to have separation, so we can have our own thoughts, our own body, our own senses, our own beliefs, our own perceptions, and our own experience to have an individual self, an individual possession of life. And that's what we do with our own perceptions. We apply our own meanings, how we want the reality to be meaningful to us. And so however you're narrating life, that's the meaning you're applying. Even in a small passing judgment or just life circumstances in general, or what you're looking for in the future, or you're looking at the past, or how you're narrating and comparing somebody else, you're applying all of your own meaning. Every single thought, every single conviction, every single belief you have of life, that is of your own making. And so the ego structure, since it's separated from love, it's not rooted in love. It's rooted in seeking where love isn't present, because it wants to kill off God by killing off love. So I can create a whole reality that's separate from God. See, I must have the power of God if I can make fear, shame, and guilt real, because God wouldn't. But I did. And so that's why we have this reality of such violence and trauma, because it's all so seemingly real. How could we ever question ourselves? That is how deep the amnesia and the ego structure go. This is all seeming real, but yet it can't be real because it doesn't last. Nothing real can be threatened and nothing unreal can exist. That's why this body is temporary. The ego separated from love to have its own individual self, but it dies, so it fears its own death. And that's why it's constantly trying to make the lack of love or the absence of love real for itself so it can maintain its own existence. And so when you see a brother and a sister not through the lens of love, that is you wanting to kill off love and God by not seeing it here in this reality. And the truth is truth exists and love and peace exist in everywhere in this world. We have to be able to kill off the ego so we can use the ego to choose love. And so when you're sitting here narrating reality, whatever belief system, whatever perception, whatever expectations, whatever's going on that you're seeing reality as and experiencing reality as, if it's upsetting or in suffering, meaning if you're not in peace, love, or acceptance of reality, then you have created this. And so we have to learn all the ways in which we are making real the separation of love to us, no matter the circumstance, and ask for the strength so that we can see this reality through the lens of peace, which is not my own making. I'm giving up the making of my own perception so then I can be given, with the space of giving up, a perception that allows me to see reality through peace and acceptance and have love.